Let me get this straight. You're eating clean, working out, cutting out sugar, maybe even seed cycling, but your hormonal symptoms still aren't going away. Here's the real reason why and what no one is telling you. Now, I've been in your shoes too. I have done all of the things and still nothing was working. I changed my workouts. I added certain supplements because I saw that they worked. I followed restrictive diets or certain styles of dieting because I heard that they worked. But still nothing worked for me. I was still bloated. I still had anxiety. I still had acne. My periods were still terrible. My PCOS and endometriosis symptoms were just like going wild. So why wasn't anything working? So in this video today, I'm going to talk about 3 wellness myths that a lot of people are talking about lately for your hormone health and to get rid of your hormonal symptoms. I'm going to debunk these myths, and then I'm going to reveal some strategies that are actually going to help your hormone health and improve your symptoms. So the biggest myth right now that I hear from everyone is about clean eating. If you want to improve your hormone symptoms, you need to be clean eating. This is a problem because women who are clean eating are most of the time unknowingly underfueling their body, which is adding more fuel to the fire of your hormonal symptoms when we are under eating. So clean eating is oftentimes over restricting, under eating, or we are eliminating full food groups that are actually causing more stress on our body and backfiring on our hormones. Myth number 2 that I've come across often as well is your workouts absolutely need to be the best, perfect workouts every single time. So you do not have bad workouts. And most women who have hormonal issues are leaning towards HIIT workouts because they've been told that HIIT workouts help burn fat, help with the hormonal symptoms. They're leaning towards cardio and intensity with their workouts. And without proper recovery, this can actually spike our cortisol hormone, causing more stress in our body and making our hormonal symptoms worse. Plus, we are probably not seeing results from the workouts that we are working so hard for. So there are a couple signs that your workouts maybe aren't working for you. 1, having irregular or funky periods. 2, fatigue. And then 3, not seeing any progress whatsoever, whether that is hitting PRs, getting more strength, losing weight, etc. And then myth number 3 that I have seen on the rise again recently, though it was very, very big about 10-ish years ago, is that seed cycling will actually fix your hormonal issues. And though seed cycling can be very, very supportive of your hormones and what phase you're in, it is not the one magic bullet that is going to fix everything for your hormones. It will not undo your stress, that you are depleted from nutrients, or that you have poor gut health. Instead, it is kind of a band-aid approach that can have some benefits, but it is not going to be the biggest bang for your buck. If you're not addressing these 3 key hormone disruptors, then it is going to be an uphill battle for you and your hormone health. First of all, if you have chronic stress or nervous system dysregulation, it is going to be very, very hard for you to feel good in your skin. When we are feeling dysregulated, our body goes into a fight or flight mode, which does shut down other hormonal symptoms and impacts every symptom in our body. Our cortisol may be increasing. Our HPA axis is imbalanced as it is trying to work through the cortisol. And we just have emotional stress and start depleting ourselves. Number 2, if you are under eating or have a micronutrient deficiency, it is going to be very, very difficult to feel good in your skin and have optimized hormones. So just like I was mentioning, women who do tend to do clean eating are oftentimes unknowingly under eating. This can also be the case if you are in a calorie deficit all the time, if you are a chronic dieter. You could be underfueling your body, which is going to negatively impact your hormones. And then when we are also skipping out on key ingredients like carbs or protein or fiber, that also includes magnesium or vitamin Bs or iron, these can all impact our hormones negatively, showing up as worse and worse symptoms. And number 3, if you have poor biofeedback or you're ignoring your body's cues, this is a huge red flag that your hormone health may not be optimized. This is an issue because if you are not in tune with your body, how are you going to know something's off? When you go to the doctor and you say, I just don't feel great, and can't give them exact examples or reasons why, they're not going to know how to help you. So it's important to be tracking your energy levels, your cycle, your sleep, your hunger cues, your stress levels, your digestion. All of these things are going to factor into your biofeedback and things that maybe cannot be measured with blood work, but can give signs of what is actually going on underneath the surface. So, though the root causes are our stress or dysregulated nervous system, under eating or lack of micronutrients, and poor biofeedback or ignoring our body's cues, we don't necessarily want to do more, more, more. Instead, we want to stop working harder and we want to work smarter. And though that's cheesy, when we are loading our plate up with more and more and more, that is just making us more stressed out and causing more issues inside of our body. So, here are 4 things I would focus on if I was going to focus on working smarter and not necessarily harder to help my hormone health. Number 1, fuel your body enough, especially around your workouts. Though it is okay to do fasted workouts occasionally, if you do have nervous system dysregulation and higher cortisol, I would recommend having some carbs before your workouts. This is also important for people who are overly stressed or if you are more of a performance athlete. Carbs are important, they're your energy. And then afterwards, making sure that you are getting carbs and protein to replenish what you have burnt throughout your workout. It has been a really hot topic as well for women to do fasting, and I don't necessarily agree with it unless you are able to get enough food in your window of eating. But oftentimes it goes back to women under eating, even unintentionally, because of fasting or because of clean eating. So make sure you're fueling your body enough. Number 2, prioritize your nervous system regulation. This can look different for everyone. So for me personally, I've mentioned meditation is a little bit harder for me. I don't like breath work. However, I love getting out in the sun, putting my feet on the ground, listening to my favorite song, journaling, stretching. There are things that you can do to help support your nervous system. It's about finding what works for you and your sweet spot that you can do consistently. Number 3, track your symptoms in real time as well as your biofeedback. One thing that I recommend is if you do have symptoms starting to come up, make a note in your phone to just what those symptoms are, when they started, what's happening around it. Really take notes because if you ever do need to go to the doctor and show them these symptoms, this is a great way to help advocate for your health. Working with my clients as well, I do take weekly biofeedback just to see if there are any changes in their energy levels, in their cravings, in their hunger cues, in their digestion, in their cycle, etc. When you collect data and analyze it, you sometimes can spot all of this on your own too, of what's working, what's not. Is it something, did something change for the worse? Is something improving? Or is it secular with your cycle? And speaking of cycles, number 4, learning how to work with your cycle instead of against your cycle is massively important when it comes to your hormone health. Your period is a sign, is a receipt for how things are going internally. So, working with your cycle instead of against it is very, very important. Understanding what workouts work in what phases, what foods to eat in what phases, that maybe in the first half of your cycle, like your follicular phase and ovulatory phase, you're a little bit more resilient with stress, whereas you maybe need a little bit more downtime or recovery time or alone time in your luteal phase, in your menstruation phase. It is so important to figure out your cycle, how it works, what you need to do to match with that cycle, because at the end of the day, it really can help your hormone health to sync your life with your cycle. So, saying that, do you feel like you have been doing everything right and nothing is working for you? If so, I want to hear from you in the comments. Let me know. And that is all I have for you on Hormone Happy Hour. I will see you next time. Cheers.